While we're talking about US politics, of course, tomorrow will be the vice presidential debate between JD Vance and Tim Walz. You can watch it right here on Sky News from 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. And I think, Kel, this is going to be a really important debate, more important than the debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, because that just turned out to be a vanity project, basically, for Kamala to say, well, here I actually am. But, you know, Trump is staring down the barrel of being 80, and so there is, of course, the possibility, much like Biden, that he could cark it while he's in office. And in that case, JD Vance could potentially be the next president of the United States.
He needs to convince us, yes.
And so he has the opportunity tomorrow to say, well, I am the guy not only who's got a hand on Trump's shoulder to keep him in line, if that's what you're worried about, but I am a potential future president. I suspect he will wipe the floor with Tim Walz because he is a great orator and a good debater.
And he's been preparing well. The way he's been preparing is using something called murder boards. Have you heard the expression murder boards?
I hadn't until today. It sounds a bit concerning.
Well, it's where a panel of people sit up in front of him and ask him the hardest questions they can think of and really grill him and throw things at him. Murder board is an expression born in the American Army. Goes back to 1944. And originally a murder board was any promotions board or anything like that, because the soldiers hated them and they regarded them as absolute murder.
I thought it was going to be because you got a promotion because the other bloke got popped off. But anyway.
But it's a lovely expression. We've now learned it. It's the wordsmith in me. We've learned a new expression, murder board. I think it's wonderful. But what it means is he's actually working hard at being prepared and doing the really tough stuff. He's got a very good mind. He needs to convince them that at 40, he would be the youngest president of the United States, even younger than John F. Kennedy. So he needs to persuade them, I've got the smarts to be able to do this.
What do you expect we'll see tomorrow, Liz? Because
it'll be a bloodbath.
It ought to be a bloodbath. But Tim Walz, I mean, you know, we've seen her do that interview with Kamala Harris where he essentially held her hand. His shtick seems to be the whole dad thing, you know, I'm just a knockabout sort of lad. I don't know that that's going to play well in it.
No, especially not up against JD Vance, because like you say, he's a great orator, he's very well spoken, and he's no stranger to debates. So I genuinely think we'll see JD Vance eat Tim Walz alive, because Tim Walz is like this bumbling dad-like figure, and JD Vance has been a politician for a long time now, and he knows his stuff. And also, it's very poor timing for Walz, because most recently, and you won't hear any questions about this tomorrow, I don't believe, he's had some concerns raised by an oversight committee regarding his ties to the Chinese Communist Party. So very bad timing. Whistleblower allegations against him have tied him to the CCP. The House Oversight Committee has subpoenaed the Department of Homeland Security after an internal employee group chat raised, quote, serious concerns. So they're digging into that. It's making headlines in the US. Again, there'll be softball questions tomorrow night at the debate because CBS is moderating it.
Well,
it's Fox, isn't it? I think it's on Fox, so it should actually be half a decent go.
No, it is CBS.
And can I say, all that stuff about Walz, it could be a distraction. I think Vance has got to be careful about this. Walz has told a whole lot of lies about his military service, about the rank he achieved, about whether he was in combat, a whole lot of things like that. And the temptation would be to go at Walz and nail him on all these lies. I think Vance has got to be there nailing Harris. She's the presidential candidate. He's got to keep drilling Walz about how this woman, who is clearly incompetent, and all she can do is giggle nicely, how she could ever be the leader of the free world and the commander-in-chief. That's what he's got to push. The Harris line, I think.
I'm not sure how I came to think it was on Fox. It must have been wishful thinking.
The Harris campaign would never allow
with
them
Sean
to have a
Hannity
debate.
moderating.
I know. Wouldn't that be great to actually see them face?
They won't have friendlies just softballing their way through the entire thing and causing Americans to yawn nationwide, no doubt.